Neston, on the Merseyside-Cheshire border. At this busy junction near Neston High School, Pauline Fielding revisits the spot where her son Andrew was killed in a car crash 25 years ago.
As you can see, this is a very busy road with a lot of major traffic. There is an Aldi distribution centre just down there, so they have lots of heavy lorries that go this way.
Since her son's death, Pauline has been campaigning to make this junction near Neston High School, where her son studied, safer. We've invited Pauline and Paul Mountford from the Safer Roads team at Merseyside Police to talk about the Road Peace organisation that Pauline represents in the Northwest.
The person who caused the crash stopped initially, but then sped off, and they were never traced. When I realised where the crash had happened, I was horrified, because we had always recognised that that place was dangerous, and we had always avoided turning at that junction. So we decided that we would have to do something to make sure that no other family had to go through what we had gone through. When we realised where it had happened, we decided we must campaign to make that junction safe. We have campaigned for 25 years continuously. It took 5 years to have the speed limit on that road reduced from 60 to 40. The junction is near this high school where we are sitting, and so many children are unable to cross this road safely. They have to get buses from another area and travel by bus other than being able to walk to school. This is unacceptable. Initially, it didn't appear that it met the criteria. This is despite the fact that another person had been killed by the junction the previous year. Now, everybody seems agreed that it does need something like linked traffic lights, but they say the question of money is the important one, and that there is no funding for this. But I would argue that funding has been available in the past and it hasn't been used, and it's imperative that now funding is made available to make these linked lights possible as soon as possible. As soon as my son died, the head teacher of the school was in contact with me, and he made moves to the County Council to express his concern about that junction, which he had expressed many, many years before when he first became head teacher of that school. He is now long retired, but the subsequent head teachers have carried on that pressure on the county to improve the junction. I was very pleased that they hosted a commemoration for my son on the 25th anniversary of his death. And at that commemoration, we invited politicians, including the local MP, who has been very supportive. We also invited all the local campaigners together with our family and friends, and resolved that we needed to make a more concerted effort to ensure that action is taken as soon as possible.
Neston High School has continued to support Road Peace and include road safety in an extra curriculum slot.
Neston have been working really closely with Pauline Fielding to develop some sessions for our Year 8 students around road safety. So last option in, we had the police in to talk about road safety and to give them some strategies. The students then went away and started work on their own road safety campaign based on the crash at the top of Raby Park Road, and we are actually running a competition with Pauline Fielding for the best road safety campaign, so we'll be judging them later today. We have students coming from all over the Wirral. Quite a lot of them use their bikes, so that is really key. And when the police come in, they talk about not just road safety as in crossing the road, but being on a bike too, and strategies that they can use to sort of make sure they're aware of everything, like not wearing their headphones when they're on their bike.
After pressure from Pauline and the Road Peace organisation, the council agreed to some minor improvements, but now it's agreed by all that linked lights are necessary to reduce dangers there.
They gave me practical and emotional support, and they've helped me tremendously with the campaigning that I have done.
Pauline's contribution is huge. She provides a real motivating factor to police, brings in other partner agencies such as the fire service and NHS and sporting organisations as well, who I think are just motivated by her. Certainly road deaths in Cheshire sadly are on the rise, whilst in Merseyside we appear to be seeing something of a fall, albeit only a slight one. But there are still far too many people being killed and badly injured on the roads for our satisfaction certainly, and our ongoing campaign will carry on. In an ideal world, people would comply with the speed limit and would drive responsibly, but we don't live in that world. There are different ways of influencing how people use the road, whether it be through enforcement, through engineering, through education, and all the other initiatives that we do with Pauline to speak directly to people, whether it be through kids' courts, roadside enforcement operations, sporting events with local sports teams to influence young people, engaging with driving instructors to influence how they educate people to use our roads, big organisations who employ professional drivers, again, they can be the subject of our work as well.
We have meetings every month. We have resilience building courses for the families of those killed on the roads, and we run 2 remembrance services each year for families of those who have died or been seriously injured. We held a remembrance on the anniversary of when Diana died recently, and 2 people who travelled up from London for that service told me that they had never met people before who understood how they felt. Even if they were the only ones who felt that way, all the work that had gone into the remembrance was worthwhile. And so these people are joining Road Peace and want to campaign with us for all the things that we stand for. Road Peace also does a lot of campaigning for justice, because so many of us feel that there has been no justice following the loss of our loved ones.
Pauline Fielding has a message for the emergency services and the road authorities.
Please listen to the voices of victims. We are the ones who've been at the sharp end. I know that the emergency services have to witness and have to deal with the terrible after effects of crashes. But we are the ones who have to live forever. Our lives have been changed forever because of what has happened. Please listen to us, and please can all professionals come together and give road safety the priority it needs. As Paul has said, there are other demands on police forces, but keeping people alive and preventing them being seriously injured is vitally important. Please use us, and please all work together. I am really concerned that over the years resources for the police have been reduced, not just for the police but for other emergency services too, and this does worry me, and I do feel that steps need to be taken to restore the priority that was given to road safety in the past.